31 Western Hill Air Force JROTC cadets boarded the bus, headed off to D.C. We were housed at Joint Air Force Base Andrews. The purpose of this trip was to explore aviation at the National Aerospace Science Museum at the Smithsonian. But we combined that also with the tour of the national monuments to support Veterans National Education Program.
Honestly, I feel a lot of patriotism, just have a lot of feeling and emotion, just knowing that all these men died for our country and just seeing that monument made to them, just be a really great experience and a great feeling. Today we're about to go to the National Malls, go check out all the monuments, like the Lincoln Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and everything else around there.
The bus was actually a really nice platform, big open view windows, looking at all these things downtown.
As usual, anyone who's been to the Lincoln Memorial, there are lots of people from all over the world and all over America. But our young people found a spot to assemble and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
After that, we branched off into groups. One group headed to the World War II Memorial. Second group headed off to the Vietnam Memorial. And another group headed to the Korean War Memorial. Our second stop was at the Vietnam Memorial. It was a touching moment there because one of our Air Force JROTC instructors, Chief Master Sergeant Lindsay, for over 13 years had carried a wristband with the name of an individual.
The MIA bracelet I've been wearing for the past almost 20 years of Larry Washburn, and he's from Texas. He's been missing since 1966, and I certainly didn't want to come down here without finding his name today, and I'm blessed that I did. This is him. It's Larry E. Washburn. And these guys helped find him. Yay! Thank you.
Junior ROTC is kind of like a big family, and it really builds your self-confidence, and it teaches you discipline.
When we arrived at the Korean War Memorial, the kids were taken by the statues and the expressions on the faces of the soldiers.
33,000 American troops lost their lives in Korea. Another 600,000 United Nations troops, mostly South Koreans, lost their lives, making sure that South Korea is still free. So freedom's not free.
On the second day, the first full day, we were actually in the Washington, D.C. area. We got our kids up about 5:30 in the morning. They suited up in their service dress uniforms. We loaded up the bus after breakfast at the Joint Base Andrews Chow Hall and went to the Air and Space Museum at the Smithsonian. There, all 31 cadets and their 4 instructors went into the museum and began to put together the reality of what they've been learning in class, from the Wright brothers to Amelia Earhart to landing on the moon with the Apollo 11, all the way to some of the most modern aircraft we still have in our inventory. One of the more amazing experiences was when we actually walked out of the Air and Space Museum and we looked across the mall, and from one end to the other you could see the Lincoln Monument and our national capitol.
On our third day, we visited Joint Base Bowling. A truly remarkable day because we had an highlight to watch the Air Force Band rehearse.
I didn't know there was an Air Force Band. I didn't know it existed until we actually got to hear them play.
We visited the Air Force Honor Guard, watched them rehearse, their volley guard, and their burial detail. And our cadets had an opportunity to actually see the amount of work that goes into preparing to lay our fallen heroes to their final resting place. In the evening, we went to Arlington National Cemetery. We started at the eternal flame of President John F. Kennedy. Great experience for our young leaders. We followed that with the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown.
The seed is planted. These young men and women know it's a reality, and they are going back.
I'm an Air Force Junior ROTC cadet.
Couldn't ask for a better experience.